I don't know. I mean, thank you for the touch of Fae. It actually came quite useful, and I always wondered how I was able to produce magic in the first place. I come from a tribe that no one else can.
Yeah. You're very welcome, my dear, and I'm glad it was a benefit to you.
But if you can, and if you're willing, I would like to be part of your court.
I'm a geek. I use my bubbles when I speak. I'm a freak because she's received that from me. I'm unique. There is only one of me. I'm complete, so I really don't care what you think of me. I'm a geek.
Welcome to Comics in the Cross, the greatest streamers that you have never heard of. We have not been joking around right before stream, talking about anything inappropriate. We just would not do that to you guys.
No.
No, absolutely.
Never.
We saved that for the session, damn it.
But thank God it's Monday. You have landed on Chronicles of Andriesia with Comics in the Cross. We've got the whole gang here. Finally, after a 2-week break, we are back. Before we kind of jump in, two really quick announcements. For one, I just want to wish a very, very, very old man happy birthday to the founder of Comics in the Cross, the brainchild, whose brainchild it was. You're not the actual brainchild, but
Go on, you almost had a thought there. Come on.
It's out. It's out there, and you guys can make sense of what I just put out there as a sentence. It'll come together in a second.
About brains or
Anyways,
something. I don't know.
Anyways, it's been an awesome 3 years, and it's I wouldn't have done it with anybody else, and now we got a whole group of people, and it's awesome. So happy birthday, brother! I love you, dude. Second, huge congratulations to Jaye and Cross for their 9-year anniversary. Celebrating it tonight. They are celebrating with us as a family. So happy anniversary to you guys. And congrats.
Something better I like to do for my anniversary than torture people during D&D.
Including your wife.
So now it's time to get into the naked yoga. It's yours, Cross. All yours.
Take it away. Back to you.
Go on.
That's not an anniversary gift to everyone, us doing naked yoga, by the way. That's something totally different, just FYI, just for context.
Are you sure?
No,
Wink.
it's not.
Group naked yoga, here we go. This is how we get banned off Twitch.
Well,
And Twitch has seen worse.
It really has, but we'll still get banned worse.
Hey, Taylor, can you get the hot tub in here, please?
Oh, you're too late. I got one prepared earlier. Here we go.
Oh gosh, that's
But how
hilarious.
are we all doing? Yeah, if you could tell, this is already going off the rails badly. And if you've seen our last two
This is
sessions,
perfectly on rails.
if
Yeah,
you've seen the last two sessions, this is about as well as it's been going so far. So
Nice.
I need my dice.
thank you for everyone joining us here tonight. And as Nitro said, thank God it is Monday.
Yes.
I don't know about all of you, but I desperately need this tonight. It has been a hell of a week. It has been a hell of a weekend. Thank you for the birthday wishes and the anniversary wishes, but Jay and myself have been dealing with sickness this weekend, so we are now finally feeling better. So thank God we get to chill out with some D&D and just relax tonight. I'm so looking forward to this. A couple of other announcements to check out there. First of all, if you can put up in chat, our partners, of course, are Misty Mountain Gaming. As always, please go and check out their amazing website. Check out all their amazing wares that are on sale. Go and use Cross10 at checkout to save 10% on.
Crossed in.
Crossed in.
We cannot get past this
I-
without saying it like this.
Crossed in.
Like this.
I love the fact that saying use code Cross10 has to be said in Droghar's accent now, and it's just became a thing. It's never going to go away now.
It will not go away.
You cannot use code
Uh,
Cross10 unless you say it like this as you're entering the code on the computer. Cross
Save
10.
10% on any D&D apparel that you want. They have amazing dice of any sort that you can possibly imagine on there. From your acrylic to your resin to your metal, all the way up to your gem and glass and bone. Like literally have all sorts of dice on there. They also have rolling trays, drinkware, leather bags, dice bags, drinking horns, miniatures, like literally just about anything you can imagine that you need for games night, they pretty much have. So go and check them out.
They
Then
need
also
to
as
make
well-
they need to make some blue dice and call them resin dice. I'm just saying.
Rez.
Wow.
Just saying.
R, E, and Z.
Yeah, it's one of the newest characters, deserves to be the first one with his own set of dice out of our lot. Absolutely.
Sure.
And also as well, for the man himself there, Caleb, he is of course running his own TTRPG sessions over on his channel, the Spacehawk. Here on Twitch, we are playing the Book of Astra, his own home-created TTRPG based in a post-apocalyptic wasteland called The Marsh. Session 2 just aired last night here on Twitch and will be dropping on its own YouTube channel and pretty much anywhere you can get your podcast from. So make sure you go over there, drop him a follow. Don't miss out on future sessions. It's still early enough to jump right in at the beginning and get caught up fairly quickly. So do not miss out on that. And pretty much everyone that's on the screen here plays over there. Unfortunately, as I said, Jaye and myself were sick, so we had to miss last night's session, but us, along with Nitro and Joy, are regulars in his game, so please go and check us out.
Also, just a note on that, we did have some recording issues with session 1. So session 2 will be uploaded this week, and I do a recap of what happened in session 1, so just be aware of that.
So there you go. You don't even have to do 2 sessions to catch up. You can literally get caught up with the most recent session and be ready for this coming Sunday. So there you go. I mean, that's pretty awesome to get jumped in on the bottom of it, you know. And just FYI, they literally just finished session 2, and this man has already created pretty much the handbook for this, and has just pretty much created a compendium to go alongside it.
He does not have a problem, by the way.
We've not even finished a story arc in this game yet, and he's already got a compendium ready with extra stuff.
A 62-page handbook with already a 20-page compendium right now.
We don't need more monsters. We really
Yes,
don't.
you do.
Oh, there's more.
No.
Yes, more.
Now, when the first monsters were spiderlings and a death mother spider, I'm like, no, we're good.
But that was like before I even started, that was the first thing I said. Is like, oh, I do not want to go against those spiderlings, and that was the first.
Literally, first thing we fought is spiderling. But
I need to create some less like low-level enemies because I got some just high-level scary enemies that I keep tossing at you guys. So
it's great. It's fun stuff.
But make sure you go and get caught up on that. But let's jump into a little bit of a recap for Chapter 3 of Chronicles of Andriesia. Into the wilds.
It's like an old shoe.
Of course, as our heroes have travelled to the Feywilds in search of rescuing Arrow from his fate at the hands of Valron, who is taking him here per the contract he made with him. Soraya decided to go after him and is leading a team of our known heroes of Aries, Droghar, and TBD. And of course, Soraya has also asked her sister to come along, Lilith, and Rezz, the Genasi planewalker, who travels between the different planes of existence, is the one to get them here. Upon arriving here, they have run into a few different interesting people on their way. They ran into a snail called Snailbit, which they rode in the back of. During their journeys with this cool snail, they ran into Finnegan the leprechaun, who they very quickly learned was Valron's minion. Unfortunately, they only learned that after they armed him with Fire Dragon's fire sack from his throat, which he then used to set Snailbit on fire. Snailbit somehow did survive this, amazingly, although Droghar thought he was dead and was about to cut his head off. Also, traveling through this land, they realized they were in the land of the Archfey Morgana and got to see an open field in her land that was full of just the Fey Lost. All the people that had made deals with her and had just been basically left abandoned in this kind of limbo in Fey. And then once they made it to the edge of her land, they also ran into some redcaps, the freaky little murder hobo gnomes of the Feywilds. And that was an interesting fight. I think that scared our group a bit more than they were expecting for a little group of gnomes. They are terrifying little creatures. But our heroes eventually made it to.
Dude, I totally forgot about
area.
Them. Same.
How dare you?
That's because the session got derailed with what is sex for like the next 30 minutes after that fight.
Well, we wanted to know.
What is it though?
Droghar
and Rezz and Droghar still don't know, although they've had many people offer to tell them. And they've had many people that have asked, and I've just went, no. It's like I've not been the one to break it to you two.
We'll ask Hubert, and he'll tell us. It'll be fine.
But they made it to Illara's area. The Archfey, the TBD knows and has been working with and has been aiding her against Valron. They set up camp here. They met with her. They got to eat, got to drink and be merry. And we ended the session basically with the ending of that night. Soraya and Lilith had a conversation where Soraya basically didn't want to interact with Lilith and just wanted to drink herself into a stupor and kind of numb the pain. Droghar also decided to numb the pain and was thankfully saved from being carried off by fey creatures because TBD and Rezz decided to bring him inside. Because
But we
Droghar
didn't save
decided
his
to.
bed.
Thank you.
No,
They
and we
didn't
also
save his
stuck his
bed.
hand in water.
Yeah, they stuck his hand in water and left the drunk, passed out Goliath with his hand in water in his bed. So Drogar's going to have an interesting wake up call when he wakes up in his room. But just before we kind of head to that morning, we are going to hit one last thing that evening as well. Because Aries has been kind of dealing with her own stuff as she came to the Fae. She's been dealing with the fact that she's gotten lycanthropy and become a werewolf. And that manifested itself very interestingly in the Fae when, even though there wasn't a full moon, there was still signs of something coming through. And when it did come through, it wasn't a typical werewolf. It was a wolf humanoid called Hyde. A very different personality from Aries. Dress decided, of course, the best course of action was I'm going to get on its back and ride them through the forest.
Oh, no.
But when dealing with that stuff, Aries went out to try and kind of settle herself to look up at the night sky and was kind of distraught at the fact of that the evening sky was not there because it's the Feywilds. It's not the same stars, the same moon, the same anything that she's used to. So how is Aries doing? We're taking us from basically the party atmosphere still kind of going on. Lilith kind of came out from speaking with Soraya. Droghar's been dumped in his room.
Pranked.
Left pranked by those two. So what's Aries doing at the moment?
So Aries goes out because she's just been a lot's been thrown at her. She had a huge recovery after getting shot with the bow and losing Dream. But then she had to deal with the whole lycanthropy and going to the Feywild. So she just kind of goes out and she's quite disappointed that she can't see the stars. But she brings out her pan flute and just kind of... She's always been usually just like speaking poems, but ever since Hyde's come out, she has more of a desire to sing. And so she's just kind of sitting there just playing her pan flute and just kind of almost just softly just starting to sing words. And she just kind of starts singing almost like an ode to Dream. You know, it's not really a real song, but it's almost just a heartfelt song that comes from the depths of her that she didn't even know were there. Because she just has to process everything that happened with Dream.
No, absolutely. No, on you go, Shiv.
Yeah, no. So basically, she just kind of, if anyone's around listening her, you just kind of hear her say, I see you in my mind. Do you miss me? And she just kind of, and as she's doing this, almost like a golden just kind of flow just kind of peeks out from her pan flute, and she just kind of, and you could see almost like a new kind of magic just starting kind of form. And you just kind of just see like tears going through her eyes, and you just see like almost like this new magic just kind of emerging from her. And so that's what I kind of imagine. And it's not even like a real song yet. It's almost just like an ode. And, she's just talking about how, I look up at the stars, but I can't see you. My song will always be yours. And as she's doing this, though, something starts speaking in her mind. Wow, you really loved her, didn't you? Hush, hush. This isn't about you. Oh, we're kind of touchy, aren't we? Look, she was really important to me. Just go away. I thought you were just in my mind anyways. Alright. I'll leave you be. And Aries just as mellow, just kind of still just creating this fabric song. But it is way more powerful than she ever felt before.
And Aries is kind of singing this song as it's coming out, and as she plays like the music on the pan flute, and as she kind of stops playing to sing the words as well, it's almost like the Fae wilds around her almost like join in the song, and she hears almost like the music just echoing and gently coming from the land and the plants and the creatures around. Nothing in specific. There's specifically anyone humming a tune or singing it or anything. It's almost like the land is just naturally joining into it. And as TBD and Rezz and Lilith are all still awake, they all hear the song and the music kind of like drifting through the palace a little bit. And you hear it kind of stopping for a moment as she has a conversation with Hyde, and then as she picks up the song again, it kind of continues, and you hear it just kind of drifting through the air. Is there anything else that Aries wants to do, or just is she just spending the night there, just kind of thinking and processing, or does she want to go to her room, or?
No, I think she's gonna sleep out there, like not outside the gates, but just kind of just outside, like on the steps. Just,
Yeah,
like,
don't sleep outside.
No.
That's not a good idea.
Just kind of like on the steps of that building, just kind of. It's almost like her body wants to be awake at night, even though she can't tell it's night, and it's driving her nuts. But it's almost like this calmness just kind of soothes her soul just a tad bit. And she doesn't even know why this is so soothing to her, but just sitting and listening to the Feywilds and just kind of creating like this magical song to her.
Absolutely. And as Aries just kind of like continues to sing and play, and then kind of drifts off in what is essentially nighttime for them, the rest of the castle kind of starts to quieten and starting to still, and not necessarily goes into like sleep mode, because it's like sleep is very kind of varied here, because in the Fae time is pretty much irrelevant for the most part. Things just kind of happen at different points. But it kind of like sombers and quiet. It's almost like the whole place is just almost like just taking a breather, like a sigh, and just. And as the morning kind of starts to come, you see almost kind of like the muted colours kind of starting to brighten again in the sky, and starting to brighten around in the land, as if everything's just starting to stir once again. You know, Aries sees the bright light starting to come through and kind of waking her up where she is. Droghar wakes up with the biggest hangover he's ever had in his life, because he spent the night drinking Fey wine. And he wakes up drenched. Because a Goliath like drank his weight plus in Fey wine last night, and then had his hands put in warm water by Genasi and Changeling taking the piss out of him, and then the piss literally came out of him.
Droghar just sniffs for a second and looks down, and he goes.
And with the Fey wine, it's the most horrific smell.
You know, you're lucky you're not a different color.
How does Droghar react to his morning reaction with waking up,
I imagine
that, and realizing his hands are in bowls of water?
He like picks his hand up and just like wrings it out, and he just kind of like topples the the bowl over onto the floor and looks down at his crotch, and just kind of goes, gets up, goes to the window, and just kind of stretches his back, stretches his arm. He grabs his greatsword and he heads outside.
Now, of course, the all-important question, is Droghar wearing anything at this point as he goes to the window and then walks outside, or is he just bare-ass naked the whole time?
He wears this kind of like, So under his like what do you call it? Like I guess it's almost like a skirt and a loincloth put together.
Tunic kind of thing.
Yeah, he has his goods wrapped, so to speak. You know, it's almost looks like it just looks like some underwear, like a diaper almost. It's just cloth wrapped up.
Looks like a sumo wrestler.
Yeah, that's it. And that's all he has on. And it's like straight up his crack, like cheeks out,
It's a
everything.
cloth.
So like obviously that's what he goes out. He obviously has his one gauntlet on because his other arm is obviously metal. So he has this one gauntlet on, has Arrow's letter in the gauntlet. It never leaves that gauntlet. And he grabs his great sword, like kind of heaves it up onto his shoulder and just slowly walks outside. And he grabs a beer, any beer that he sees on the way out.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh no.
Oh, what is it again? I think it's +1. Let me just double check.
It's +1. It's that high.
Yeah, it is. I got a 10. It could have been worse.
Nice. I was going to say that's not bad for Droghar. Apparently,
I know.
he's refreshed after last night. But on a 10, he picks up a glass of what he thinks is alcohol. He legitimately is not entirely sure what it is, but he thinks it looks like enough like alcohol that he's going to attempt it.
I pick it up, smell it, just shoot it like a shot, and set the cup down on the table and walk outside.
All right. What's everybody else doing this morning as Droghar heads outside?
I kind of look over and see Droghar, and I'm like, Droghar, come on, man.
What? I look at her like, what? I need to practice.
You smell horrific.
You smell horrific. And he just walks out the door and slams it. You smell like cat dog.
Cat dog.
An insult.
I go, I'm like, oh, he's right. And I go in and take a bath.
Rezz is outside, straight up naked, doing yoga. He's stretching out. He's on like a little blanket that he found, and then he found a very smaller, like almost napkin-sized towel, or like a little small like washcloth, and he put it there for Hubert, so Hubert can also do yoga. I don't know how that works, but he does it. And he's just out there, just embracing the sun or whatever is going on up there. Just stretching, getting some good stretches in different positions that people are probably walking by.
Well, I was about to say, I go up in my room and I look out my window and he's just...
Look at your window, like right as Rezz,
Oh
just
my
like a
gosh,
bend over, like
Rezz.
head to toes sort of thing. Like full ass crack in the air,
Downward
widespread. He's just like, oh my god!
Droghar looks over, kind of tilts his head and be like, that's actually a good idea. And he stretches up. He like puts his head to his knees and just stretches over. Just starts limbering up.
That
Limpering up.
Pals is basically just getting Droghar and Rezz's like full blown ass cracks. Like
I found this on the web.
Oh. No!
Wait,
what? Oh no!
Please don't Google that, Siri.
Those are words that you do not want to be saying when Siri decides to all of a sudden turn on and pick up what you're saying. It's like, no. That's not what we need you searching, Siri, please.
Hey, as Droghar bends down, his little tunic thing like pops off.
I just step out of it like it's not even a big deal.
I just imagine more that it's like he's not changed or anything, so I just imagine more it's uncomfortable trying to stretch in this like soaking wet thing that he's still wearing, so he just like takes it off and throws it to the side.
I pick it up and I'm like, oh, that is bad. That's like worse than normal. And am I able to like perceive if there's any like streams or anything or nearby where I can just kind of like splash water on myself?
Maybe a perception check. See what you.
Drogar's not trying to take a bath. He's just trying to get wet, so he doesn't smell like that. I got a 5.
You do notice in front of like Ilara's palace there are some kind of like pool areas, full of water there. It's probably the closest thing to you.
Okay, I'll go over to it and get in. And lay down. And like
Droghar
I like I get in the pool and sit down like Indian style, and I'm just like splash water on myself, just like get it in my top knot.
Droghar walks.
Go ahead.
Rezz, you gonna say something for us?
I was gonna say Droghar notices Rezz, and he's gonna walk over to him and sit, still naked, just going like, I'm assuming this pool has like a little side area. So he just sits down and goes, "Hey Droghar, morning, bro." So, I was talking to Hubert, and he gave me the 411, bro. Total 411. He told me what sex was, bro. Mind blown. It's when there's like a female flower, all right? Look at this. Just get it. Just listen. He has a female flower, and it produces pollen, dude. It goes, and there's like, the male flower, it produces the pollen, and it goes, and the female flower, and then it makes another flower. Makes total sense to me.
I don't like. I mean, last I checked, I don't have like pollen.
No, man.
I definitely do not have leaves.
I heard it from the cacti mouth. All
I
right?
think Hubert is lying bastard. I don't listen to him.
No, man.
I don't like
Hubert
this guy.
doesn't lie,
I
dude.
think he lies.
No, he doesn't lie. I mean, he's a little prick sometimes, but he doesn't lie.
He's not little prick. He's big prick. He seems like jerk. I don't like.
He's cool, man. He's cool. He's my best friend. Like, he's totally cool. Don't worry about it. It's good.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go finish my yoga. I got a couple more positions, and I just get up and do this like the widest stance that I could do.
Can you like just like move over like one person away from me? Would be great.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I literally go like literally 5 feet. Still within the same like looking distance, just a little bit further.
Droghar puts a sword in between
More of
us.
things.
He puts a sword in between them two and points it at him.
The sword between us.
He continues to like keep washing himself and washing his top knot. He pulls his what do you call it? His tie out of his hair. So it's just like getting it all wet. And like he accidentally like flings water, like dirty pee water on Rezz.
It's the two of you are doing this. All of a sudden, you see a satyr coming out of Illara's like palace,
Have fun with that.
and he's kind of like walking, and all of a sudden just stops and kind of sees you two, and just kind of like slows to a walk with a confused look in his face.
I stand up. Like
It's all right, bro. Hey, they told us clothing's optional here.
I
We're
had piss on me. I just needed to clean up just a bit.
This is a routine that I'm doing every morning.
It's good now.
Gotta-
Lilith casts shape water and puts all of the pee water on that guy.
What'd that satyr do to you?
The satyr now standing there, soaking wet, covered in
Sayer's
piss,
nothing.
just staring at you like,
Lilith.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm now covered in this.
I did not do this. I don't know magic. I'm not great in magic, so you don't
I
look at
wasn't
me.
coming out to harass you both about being naked. I was coming out to harass you because you shouldn't be bathing in the ceremonial pool of the Lady Illara.
Oh,
These are sacred pools.
the what pool?
The sacred pools for ceremonial usage.
It's
By
not.
the Lady
It's not
Illara,
bathtub. It's not bathtub.
I thought
No.
it was.
There's like no
No.
signs. There's like no signs anywhere.
Dude, just put a
Like
sign up, bro.
How am I supposed to know this?
Easy peasy.
Because you have bathtubs in your rooms. So why would there be a bathtub and as a giant pool in front of the
You see, what
place?
had happened is I did not immediately think that I needed a bath, but
He's like,
it happened.
I really don't care. I need to go get clean. And he turns around and goes back inside like, ew.
As he's walking away, I turn to Droghar and I go, "That's a bathtub? I thought that was like a plant trough. Dude, I've been moving dirt and plants in there all morning." Got to his room, and it's just full of dirt and then different kinds of plants sticking out.
Droghar shakes his
He'll
head.
They can get well watered at least, you know.
Droghar shakes his head and grabs his sword, looks down, grabs his tunic that he stepped out of, kind of puts it back on. And then he finds a corner away from everybody and he just starts practicing his maneuvers.
All right. As Rezz and Droghar go through their morning routine, what is everyone else up to this morning?
TBD's asleep still. Face
TBD
down
still.
in bed. Finally back in your own room after a long vacation. Yeah, face down in the pillow.
Lilith is casting pea water on people.
I'm causing
Yes,
mischief and
pea
mayhem.
That has to be a new spell, pea water. I'm gonna put it in D&D Beyond. Homebrew.
Trying to get people in trouble.
Yeah, so Lilith is causing mischief around Droghar and Rezz. TBD is fast asleep. What is Aries up to after going back inside and being ceremoniously graced with Rezz's butt cracked from her window?
So I turn around, I take a quick bath, and then I just kind of get myself just cleaned up again, and I just kind of walk out. I just kind of start exploring, walking around, just kind of seeing the sights a little bit. And then suddenly I just hear, "Hey, don't I get a weapon?" "No, we don't use weapons." No. The thing you were playing." "What thing?" "Music thing. I want one." "We have a pamphlet." No, that's too mellow. I need something different. And so Aries just kind of walks around like, "Well, I guess we can see what they have." And so she just starts kind of walking around like towards the market and stuff and just kind of seeing what other musical instruments, or is there like any shops or anything around?
Not where you're at the moment, because you're still kind of in Illara's palace, but there is a little kind of area for a market not too far from here, so you can venture there if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it for first thing this morning, since Illara's about to call you into a meeting.
Yeah, I'm just chatting then, getting like the surroundings, like where we are,
Yeah.
to know people, stuff like that.
But as you chat to some of the people around the palace, you realize that there's a place, there's kind of a stalls like not too far from where you are. It's full of some goods that you get in the fete, and then it's also just full of people selling stuff that they have either bartered for, made deals for, that come from other like planes, different things that are collected, and all just trying to flog whatever they can. So if you're going to find something, likelihood is there'll be something there. All right. TBD also receives a knock at her bedroom door.
Me. The door's unlocked. They can come in. Probably.
And this individual decides to come in the door and sees you passed out completely in bed.
Face down storing.
Take.
What?
Goodness, she's still a heavy sleeper. Take. And she starts like pushing you.
Pushes back. Grabs the pillow. Just
Stop pushing me. Take. Wake up.
Why?
The Lady Illara wants to speak with you. Wake up.
And then at Ilara's name, TBD jolts up. I'm like, huh?
As you jolt up, you look and see a snowy owl owling. An old friend that you haven't seen in some time. Clarissa Purewing, your friend.
Does she explain it all, or?
Wow.
You know what the funny thing is? He thinks that's funny. Most of the people watching this probably are not going to get that joke because it's from 30 years ago.
I'm so old.
It's
You
okay.
really are.
I'm older than everyone, so it's okay. It's okay.
I'm a baby.
I was going to
That
say
was
that.
a show.
I don't even know if Sydney gets that joke.
I'm a baby. I'm a 2000s baby.
Oh, shut up.
What was
Just
the
joking.
joke? I didn't hear it.
2000s. I was
You
already
said
a
Clarissa,
teenager.
and I said, does she
Oh.
explain
I
it
was
all?
17.
Oh, well, I did make a joke about Calissa Flockhart, the rogue.
Anyway, this joke has went off the tracks because so many people don't get it. Moving on.
I get it.
But you see your old friend sitting there or standing there in front of you.
Immediately engulfs in a hug.
She gives you a massive hug back. It's like, I can't believe you've been back since yesterday, and this is the first I'm seeing you.
Turns into Clarissa, which is the form you all are familiar with, as the Snowy Owl.
Well, it's nice to see that you still change when you get
Nice.
nervous.
Good callback.
Changes again. Changes back. No, I'm not nervous. Changes back.
Yeah, absolutely no. I don't know why I would think you were nervous.
Everything's fine. Everything's under control.
Yeah, it certainly looks it.
Clarissa, I have so much to tell you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you're here. Clarissa, they're here.
Who's here? I seen you coming in with some people.
Clarissa. She points to the wall. Them. And there's
Who?
art. There's like art on the wall of them.
Them?
Yes.
No. It's
But-
not.
What do you mean no? Why would I lie to you?
I fully believe that you think that that's them that you brought with you.
Come on. She hops up and down and drags Clarissa.
Oh, for goodness
over
sake, fine.
We're going to Aries. We're going to Aries.
Okay. So TBD drags Clarissa down the hallways, looking for Aries, who is currently wandering about the palace, asking about places to buy an instrument. To the bemusement of everybody who's like no clue why they're getting asked this. They're like, I don't know, I'm just here to clean. You find Aries in the hallway talking to someone, and you see her. Aries, without even realizing, all of a sudden TBD is like running up on you, pulling this snowy owl in behind her.
There's two snowy owls behind you, exactly the same.
I turn, I'm like, TBD! And wait.
She's like, oh, for goodness sake, Tay, I can't believe you. Holy crap, it's her.
Oh, you?
TBD, who's your friend? That looked just like you.
No, I look like her.
Oh.
Yeah, when she changes, she copies the form of people that she's seen. So I was the first snowy owlin that she's seen. So when she turns into that, she just copies me.
Well, that's kind of funny because that was the first form I met her in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you ever go into the normal realms, don't go in, yeah, I'll tell you about it later.
I had to save her from a tree.
Did you get in trouble in the mortal
No,
realm?
you got in trouble.
Well, thanks for the heads up. I appreciate it.
Yep.
But it is a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so much about you, Aries.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah.
Look, Clarissa, look at my shield. With all the signatures. I did it. Did it this time.
I've got to say, I can't believe you've actually done it. I can't believe that Aries is here.
I know. Balron's being mean.
What else is new?
So, question. I mean, TBD's only been here for a night. I didn't see you last night. How did she know everything about me?
Oh, you know, your reputation precedes you. There's stories about you here.
Oh.
Did you not know that? Yeah, you were famous.
Oh.
Clarissa kind of like looks at her and then looks at TBD and like, she doesn't know, does she?
Know what? Oh, that? I don't know. I didn't ask. I thought everyone knew.
Well, of course she does.
What do you mean, of course?
What do you want?
Like, of course she doesn't know.
Why?
TBD, she's not going to remember, is she? She's not going to understand because of the entity.
Yeah, but it's the fundamental law of the universe.
Hey, you're knocking off of my dice.
But they're not going to remember it, are they?
Why wouldn't they? It's how things work.
They're from that plane.
But
All right, you two. All right.
yeah,
Let's talk about this. What am I supposed to know or remember?
Well, from what Lady Illara has told me, that is a lot of what today's conversation is meant to be about. I didn't realize you were all going in so blind since Tiek was with you. But apparently this is going to be a lot of what Lady Illara is going to fill your group in on. I don't want to speak on her behalf without her being present.
So I get down on her level. I say, hey, it's okay. You know, TBD is a great friend. And she probably would have told us if she could have, there's an opportunity.
Or if she had some sense.
I probably, this is very important. I'm sorry. You probably should know this. It's kind of like very important to everything that ever existed.
You know, that TBD, I think that would cause, and I just kind of giggle and laugh. I'm like, but you know what, TBD? Sounds just like you. All right, come on. I'll walk you guys back up. Let's learn everything.
I've known Aries for 5 minutes, and I have to agree, her not telling you is probably about the most Tiek thing she could have possibly done.
Clarissa, I'm going to be in trouble.
You think?
TBD changes it to a small little note.
Wait, you're going to be in trouble?
Because they don't know.
Does Lady Illara think you've told them?
Sending spell. Hey, Lady Illara, I didn't tell them about the whole, thing that happens to them every, iteration. So you're gonna have to explain that to them.
So you've not you've not prepped them at all. Okay, this is going to be a lot then. All right, I'll go in and talk to Lady Illara. I'll help get everything prepped. Just Tiek, it's good to see you. Aries, it was lovely to finally meet you.
You too.
Bye, Clarissa.
Bye, Tiek. We need to talk later and actually catch up, okay?
Okay, turns into a tiefling.
Right. And I turned to TBD.
Copycat.
I think TBD, it's time to
My horns are bigger.
Oh.
Dang.
Oh.
Whoa.
This just became a measuring contest.
I was going to say, oh my goodness. Whew.
Dang. Spicy.
All right, TBD, let's go gather the others, because apparently there's quite a bit of information that we're kind of missing on this mission that we're here.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
TBD.
Yeah.
It's okay. Let's just go get everybody.
This isn't going to be fun for you. Let's go.
And
that's what she leaves them on. This isn't going to be fun for you. It's like, okay.
All right. And so I just follow behind her, just kind of smiling. And then we try to go find everybody.
TBD and Aries go around, try and gather up everyone. You find Soraya still in her room, kind of just nursing over the hangover from the night before and pulling herself together from it.
Soraya, come on, let's go.
Soraya, are you ready for the fundamentals of your entire viewpoint to be changed?
TBD, let's not start with that, okay? Let's just
no,
say,
I think that's immediately what we're doing this morning.
I've either drank too much or not enough for it, but let's get this over with.
Yeah, Soraya, I think we need to gather everybody. Apparently, Lady Illara needs to talk to us about something quite fundamental.
She
Yeah, I
stretches out
forgot.
her
I'm sorry.
loose muscles, and you see her take her coat and whip it round and her captain's jacket on. Spins her sword into its sheath. All right, let's go. They go outside and find the naked boys. Swimming,
Hello.
not swimming, naked yoga, whatever the hell they're at this
Whatever
point.
they're
I put my
doing.
clothes back on.
Are you
and,
sure?
Yeah, and I give Hubert a little kiss on the butt. All right, it's time to go back, dude. I'll catch you later, okay? All right. Yeah.
So I kind of looks at you. You're just friends with the cactus, right?
Yeah. What else was there?
Well, what did it matter? Why do you care?
I'm just checking.
Why?
You mean you don't give your best friends like just a little smooch? It's weird.
I'm just checking if it's just a friendship.
Dude,
I'm just asking.
What if
I
it
don't-
wasn't?
I don't. I
They were
literally.
enemies.
I literally don't know what else I could do.
Drogar's in
Knowing
the...
you would think of something.
I mean, I can't pollinate apparently, so.
I thought you could turn it into a plant.
God.
I immediately turn into a giant plant.
Oh boy.
Pollinate.
All right,
I'm just a
Rezz.
massive tree.
Rezz, you gotta turn back, dude. We gotta go in to see Lady Illara.
Okay.
Rezz, do you know about the thing? You know, like the fundamental thing of the
Oh,
universe?
you mean the fundamental? Oh yeah, of course.
The
Oh, okay,
fundamental
so-
thing of the
okay,
entire
great.
game.
Wait,
you
I
think,
put.
you think
I
they
pulled
should
TV.
know, right? They should know. They should know already, right?
Well, I mean, like, maybe it could,
Well,
give them
listen-
permanent
listen-
brain damage.
Listen,
but
it turns out
sure.
that they actually don't know about it.
You didn't
Rezz,
tell him.
I
Rezz,
didn't think I did too.
You're in trouble, dude.
Rezz, make me a history check.
My history is not good. That's only a 3.
Rezz has no clue what you're talking about. It doesn't mean he doesn't know, but he has no idea what you're referring to, so he's just arguing back for the sake of it. As if he knows what he's talking about, but he's no clue.
I mean, yeah, like, they should know about the thing.
Yeah, like, yeah, right?
Yeah, 100%. Or they shouldn't. Maybe not.
I go up to Droghar. I just kind of tap him. I'm like, "Hey, Droghar, it's good to see your hair back up, dude."
Drogar has been practicing, and he's worked up just like a ridiculous sweat, and he smells really bad again. And he doesn't
That
notice.
smell I'm used to.
He doesn't notice her at first, and he turns around and goes, "Ah!" with the sword, and he's like, "Oh, sorry," and he's just
And I
trying
just
to get
stand
his.
there, completely brick face.
You like the hair? I like it up, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you kind of have it back up a bit.
So I was like,
But-
Droghar, we need to go into this meeting. First, can you do us all a favor? Please go get washed. Please.
Drogar jumps in
I'm
the pool
begging
again.
you.
Drogar jumps in the pool
Begging.
again.
Oh, you're not supposed to be in that pool.
It
No,
just
it's okay.
like wallows around.
Sinchar said so that
He's-
we could.
he-
I wasn't paying attention.
He wallows around for like 5 seconds and then gets out and shakes off. And he goes, "Okay, we're good. We're good."
How
Aries,
nasty
please,
is this
Aries, I
pool?
didn't see that. Aries, tell me I didn't see that.
How disgusting is this pool?
Aries, I
didn't
did
see
not
that.
see that. Okay, thank
So
you.
I was like,
didn't
I
see that.
don't think
Didn't
that's
see it.
helped you as much as you think, although from the state of the pool now, a lot of
No,
whatever the
I
hell
don't
was
hear
wrong
this.
with him is,
I don't hear this. Walks
is in
away.
there.
Hey, TBD, this pool used to be not brown.
No.
Now it's a poo.
It's like a slight yellow tint.
Ugh.
It's like slight yellow. It has pee in it. I mean, let's be honest. It has urine in it and dirt. Probably the other stuff, but we won't go there.
I think he pooped
Yeah.
in it, dude. Sorry.
So I turned around and just started walking away. Definitely not drank enough. Definitely not drank enough for this.
Alright.
Is Lilith still hiding about the naked yoga boys, like picking on them, or is she like off doing something else at the minute?
Naked Jago boys.
I love it. That's got to be on a t-shirt.
Naked yoga boys.
Yeah.
Band
There
name
you
That's
go.
what we
A lot
do.
of
Is
questions
we need,
about
I
that
need
one.
this.
my
We need to have a
bad.
shot of like
Band-Aid.
naked yoga boys, and it just has to be like a silhouette of like a hill with Droghar and like Rezz both on it, like bending over. Like
Downward dog, like a silhouette of downward dog. Yes, dude.
That has to be a shot.
Dude, we come up with a new T-shirt design every session. It's awesome.
I think every
I'm waiting
session.
I'm waiting for you to draw them and put them up in the store, dude. I want every one of them to get made. I'm not lying. Like I want every single one of them.
Oh boy.
Hey there, Comic Clan. Wanted to just take a moment to come and shout out our amazing partners over at Misty Mountain Gaming. Misty Mountain Gaming is one of the largest dice stores in the world. So up on your screen right now, you are going to see some pictures of some of the amazing dice that we ourselves at Comics in the Cross have purchased from Misty Mountain. And they offer a wide selection of dice, so whether you have a preference to acrylic, resin or metal dice, or even if you want to go and splurge and pick up some glass, stone or even bone dice, then Misty Mountain Gaming has you covered. Don't forget to also check out their amazing dice bags, rolling trays and miniatures. Also as well, they sell some different things, some different bits and pieces. You can pick up a leather bag, pick up some glassware, even some drinking horns. So whatever your needs are for games night, Misty Mountain Gaming has you covered. Also as well, remember to use code CROSS10 at checkout to save 10% on your purchases. So whatever you're picking up from them, go and save yourself a little bit and go ahead and treat yourself. Remember, it is a good week to be a geek. Take care. But everyone gathers together eventually, for better or worse. Whatever state they have left Illara's palace in, and meet in Illara's throne room again. As everyone kind of gathers there, TBD kind of leads the way and brings everyone in, and you see Illara there along and with Clarissa standing by her. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning. I hope that you had a good evening and slept well last night.
We did. Thank you.
And I forgot to mention last night, I hope none of you were outside for too long or anything, or sometimes stuff can happen in the Fae to non-Fae in the Fae realm when that happens. But you all seem to be here, so I hope no one had any issues with that or anything.
Also,
No.
if you see a bunch of dirt leading to my room, that's just fake crap. So just letting you know. Wasn't me.
Noted.
Actually,
Thank you.
the land is quite beautiful when it's mellow and silent.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I take pride in our land being an enjoyable place for our people to live. One of the few Archfey who appreciates the peace. So, Tieg, why don't you join me?
I love the head.
Go
The
to your
head sinking
kayak.
down.
Links up. Head down.
I go to give you a 5 as you're walking.
There's a
Aw.
little
got
walks
this
up
kayak.
next door.
So, Tieg, I thought you had explained some of the situation before bringing them here.
I didn't know that I should have, and now they don't know, and now you're here to explain it better than I ever could. Right?
I will explain it to them, dear. Don't worry. I appreciate you bringing them here.
Taeg is hiding behind her now.
Illara steps forward and you see her kind of wave her hand, and this almost kind of like magical kind of... It's almost like golden like stars and glitter kind of appear, and it kind of like motions and starts to move. And it's going to start kind of showing bits of the story as she's telling it. And he says, well, my friends, for some of you, this is going to be more prevalent than others. As Tiek already knows the information that's going to be given, and I'm assuming that your Genasi friend will know some of it as well.
Yeah,
as it
totally,
has to-
100% of it.
does
Yeah,
it
he
have
knows
to
things.
do with the mortal plane that you are all from? Have any of you ever experienced dreams?
Is
Yes.
this a trick question?
No, let me be more specific. Have any of you ever experienced dreams where you have seen yourself living in another life? You've seen yourself living it out, your life in other days, another life, doing other things different than the one that you have currently lived.
Yes. And I'm just kind of confused looking. Look, actually,
Tricks.
the friend that we lost and that we're actually trying to come and find here in the Fae, we both talked about our dreams. And like tears well up. I'm like, I hadn't thought about it for a while because it just hurt to think about it, but we made a connection right before he left that we shared a lot of the same dreams, but they weren't dreams because they were the exact same memory, if that makes sense.
Well, in that sense, you're very right. They are neither a dream, but they are a memory. Just not from that life.
But Valron haunted Era with his. How could he use that such against him if they're actual memories?
He may have manipulated the Heragon into thinking that he was responsible for some of those, but they have nothing to do with us in the Fae. We don't control them. We have no control over those images or that. That's whatever he did in those previous lives, that was his own doing. I'm assuming most of you, at least at this point, are familiar with Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
At least a couple of you have experienced that, and from what TBD has told me, some of you have even met one of the members of Armageddon Conquest.
Suddenly, like, I put my hand to my chest because I feel that pain of the arrow. I'm just kind of like...
And TBD also informed me of that you were shot by his bow, and I'm grateful to see that wound was not as fatal to you as it should have been, thanks to our own tech.
Oh, thanks to your magic. What?
But what Armageddon does is a natural thing in the material plane. Everyone sees it as the end of all things, but us on the rest of the planes, at least here in Fae, we do not refer to it by that name. We refer to it as Enonte, or what is probably most well translated into the common tongue as the reoccurrence. You see, when Armageddon succeeds in what they are meant to do, when the four members ride and destroy the planet, it isn't a destruction, it's a rebirth. Whatever happened before ends and it starts again. But it doesn't start again completely new. It resets what was there before. And in fact, the reoccurrence would be exactly the same every single time if it wasn't for certain interferences. My dear, like, when you and the Heragon spoke, was there different lives that you've seen with different things that took place? The natural order.
Almost like different... Sorry. Almost like different people, different friends, different endings, different consequences.
That's because there is. You see, the reoccurrence is meant to create the same world, to just play out again the exact same way. But sometimes some people have memories. Some people have dreams of past lives. Sometimes people remember what came before. The Lady Elgwyn, who was in charge of Union City in your plane, she remembered the previous worlds. She knew what Armageddon meant, and the information that Tiek had brought to us proved that the reason she did what she did was to try and stop that from having to reoccur. So it didn't have to reset. She remembered the previous worlds. Even the world that's meant to come after yours is already changed and altered just by some of the people in it being here in the Fae now. The Aragon that you're after, if he never returns to the material world, that will already create something new. His previous captain being here in Morgana's sway will already affect it. Yes, sir.
I may have been responsible for like one of those at least, which was my bad. But things were cool. I think that was like cycle. I don't know. Maybe like the third or fourth.
I do remember the third being a particularly dark one. Any chance that was you?
Was that you?
The fourth.
That explains a lot. I felt like something had to happen.
Oh, buddy.
I did think it went a bit off the rails that time. I wasn't sure why, but for the most part, most things play out fairly similarly. Certain things play out a certain way. Certain people live certain lives. But some people use those memories that they have, if they realize where they came from, to affect and influence things. The Enante, though, what Lady Elgwyn did to try and stop it was wrong. It's something that has to happen. Otherwise, the material world is poisoned. You may have heard talk when you were traveling the seas of scarlet blight that was crossing the lands and corrupting things. Well, that was the cause of Armageddon not being allowed to reset. The world is set to destroy itself, and if the scarlet blight takes place, then the world's dead. It would destroy the material plane and nothing would reset, and it would be gone forever. So this is a reoccurrence that has to occur, that has to happen. But it only takes place on the material plane. It's why myself and Taek and even your friend Rezz there is aware that it's occurred and has memories of it, because we are not from that plane originally. In fact, we have visited many of your worlds.
I turned to Droghar real fast. Man, dude, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, you looked really cool in a mustache in World like 5. It was pretty sweet. I saw you from a distance, but I decided not to say anything.
I turned and I'm
Mustache.
Droghar just slowly turns to Rezz and says, and then kind of like leans over to him and says, I have no idea what anyone is talking about right now. I am completely lost.
I'll tell you later. Super.
So what I got out of it is we're fighting for one guy who's like both their boyfriends.
What?
Oh boy. So I kind of step forward and I'm like, so my name on TX's shield, that was really me.
Yes. It was you that signed the shield, just not this version of you.
The multi-version of you.
So I'm always meant to meet you. TBD.
Not necessarily. I ran into you once, and then I decided to keep doing it.
And I just kind of smile. I'm like,
Aries, did you ever wonder why you had a connection to the Fae?
yeah. And most recently is kind of screaming in my face now. But yes, I always wondered.
Well, that would be thanks to our dear Taek here. See, she met you in the previous iteration of yourself. and you two became very good friends. And the reason that she is even a Twilight Cleric under my domain is because of your love of the stars. You're the one that influenced her down that road. You were a mentor
Dude.
to her. And then Armageddon happened. And I called her, as I did with all the Fae, back here, because if we die during that, we don't reset. And she's not able to bring more than one person to the Fae. She can only transport herself. So she asked me to bestow a touch of my power onto you, so that when you were reborn in the new world, it would be easier for her to track you down and find you again.
I always wondered about that.
So the
Sorry?
Fae touch from a young life was my magic.
So I walk up to TBD
Who is
I said-
hiding behind Illara?
and I gently just kind of pull her out. I said, TBD,
Hi,
you never have to be sorry. All
are you sure?
Positive.
Okay.
I always figured out how in the world you learned the stars so very quickly every time I taught you. Well, this last time especially.
Yeah, I had a good teacher, I told you.
Hey, I think you had the best. Don't worry. You're not in trouble by me.
By who then? If not by you. I'd okay with this.
You are not in trouble, my dear Taek. It just would have been easier if they knew what they were coming into. It's a lot to take in when you're basically thrown into, hey, your world is probably going to be erased and rewritten at some point. And it has been like 5 times over.
Yeah.
So Arrow, if we don't get him out of here under
Then
Valron,
he's not part of the cycle anymore.
then he's stuck here forever.
He'll remain in Fae, and the world will reset without him. It'll be a very different place. But it'll adjust to him not being there. It's adjusted to many others, like Taek informed me of the people you passed in Morgana's land, all the Fae lost. Not all of them are from this cycle. Some of them have been there a very long time. The world reset differently without them.
And I just kind of, can someone choose to join the Fae though, and not join in the cycle?
Technically, yes. If they can find a way here and avoid what takes place there, then the world would reset as if they had been removed out of it, because they technically had. And then technically, if they want, they can rejoin it once it reset again, if it was of their own doing. Your friend Arrow's a little bit more tricky because it involves the contract that he made with Valron.
Well, let's just say my life got a little interesting. Your touch of Fae morphed into something a little bit more powerful now.
Yeah, she has a voice in her head named Hyde.
That apparently completely takes over.
Yeah, but he's cool. He's super cool.
Yeah,
like
Hyde's
best
pretty
friends.
cool.
Yeah.
Did something change in your life recently that would have caused this?
Oh,
Stress.
yeah, she's a
Definitely
lichen.
stress. Oh, that too. Yeah.
Oh, she's a lichen. Okay.
So am I.
Yeah, you may have noticed that Taek had a different response to lycanthropy than you may
I
have.
got really hungry. They didn't have any cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers are great.
Fantastic, man.
Unless they're
Lichen,
under-seasoned.
lichens can be affected by being touched by the Fae. The fact it affected Taek different shows that some of the different responses that can happen. Yours just may not have activated till you came here, and your Fey touched body interacted with the Fey Wild and created a new person, apparently.
Basically, you got supercharged. Kinda.
Essentially, yes.
Huh.
Unfortunately, though, that was bred from you. So chances are if you return back to the mortal plane, then that new personality is going to go with you. It's just how your body and your Fey touch reacts to lycanthropy. My apologies, you becoming Lycan wasn't something that was thought about or planned about when we decided to give you the Fey touch.
Would Hyde go with Aries in the reincarnation cycle?
I'm
Are
not
they a new
sure.
factor?
I'm not actually sure. I know of like people from the mortal plane being removed and how it affects things, but having another personality put into a body is technically its own separate thing, and it was also born there, essentially, because it was created in that world. You two may be linked going forward. Hyde may become their own separate person that will affect the world differently as well.
Congrats,
So,
you have a new soul partner.
Suddenly
So-
I hear her voice. You got me, love. For all time. So there's probably no way to remove her.
Definitely not in the state it is now. I don't know if that will change in future entities, but in the current state it's in the now, unfortunately, there's no way that I'm aware of.
So how long does like the world have left?
It
For one
depends.
in the mortal plane, man.
Honestly, it depends. I mean, because most of Armageddon is taken care of, it usually takes a while to reset. Whenever Armageddon attacks, on a couple of occasions, they have been defeated in battle. And when that occurs, they reset and the world is safe for a little while before they come back. But eventually, they do what they have to do.
They always come back.
But them being beaten off and giving the world more time is a normal thing. Just what Lady Elgwyn did by trapping one of them and basically pausing the process. That was what messed everything up.
What does
But
this mean for Ero? If anything, are we able to save him?
for Arrow, if we're able to save him and he is able to return back to the mortal plane, then he should be able to continue life as normal. And if any of that takes place, then he'll be reset like everyone else. It won't affect anything. If it resets without him, then it's basically going to start anew. How this affects Arrow isn't as much of a concern to us, though, as how much this affects Valron. And this is what you have to learn as well, Taek. And Illara kind of moves to her throne and takes a seat. When we found out from Taek, and she came and told us about what happened with Valron, I sent some of my own people into his area to try and see if we could get information. It was brand new information to us that he had celestial power. We had no idea that he had that, and in all honesty, though, it wasn't a total surprise because it would explain how he rose to power so prominently and swiftly. He was not the Archfey of that area all along. He actually grew up friends with Taek and wasn't too much different from her, to be honest.
Well, I was
I
a little different back then.
I kind of lean in to her ear. I'm like, your favorite color was green. Yeah. All right. And I just kind of smile, like, all
Jokes are
right.
Unfortunately, none of the spies that we sent in came back, but one of them did get a message to us that kind of put the pieces together. During the first Enonte, the first reoccurrence when the world was destroyed, Tech, you might remember this briefly, but Valron didn't make it back through to Fate before it was gone. He got trapped in the mortal world, but instead of being erased, he, through what I can only imagine was sheer chance and brute force of will, survived and actually absorbed some of the energy. And the energy that Armageddon gives off when they destroy everything is celestial.
Hmm.
And that's how he started to gain power. And when he realized that it gave him more power, he made sure every time the Enonte happened, he stayed and absorbed more power and became stronger. By the third Enonte, he was able to overthrow the previous Archfey of that area and take power. And every time he does it, he gets stronger.
That's why he wanted us to go after the bow.
The bow had put magic on it where he and Conquest couldn't touch it. So he needed to make a deal with someone to go and get the bow on his behalf, and without knowing it, Arrow laid himself on a platter for him, and Valron took full advantage.
Can Valorant be killed?
Yes, he can
But
be.
can he be turned to good?
I highly doubt it at this point.
Dang it.
He
I could just see Rezz being like, no.
basically what he wants is power. He spent so much of his life at the bottom of the totem. He spent so much of his life being crapped on by everyone around him. He was lower than low and got sick of it, and it drove him mad. And then he got a taste of power, and the more power he got, the more he realized he never had to be crapped on again. The more he realized he could eliminate people.
Is there a way to like remove his power? Like, I don't know. Like, take it
That
from
I
him?
don't know. If you could find a way to remove the celestial power from him, then he should revert back to being nothing more than a fey imp. But, you know, a trickster, a prankster. But that's why he wants this Enonte to happen, and thanks to your efforts to try and save Arrow, Conquest is back on the board, which means Conquest is going to do what he has to do, which is complete Armageddon's mission. And if he succeeds, then Valron is going to become even stronger. And once he takes over Fae, which is his first step, he's not going to stop there. He wants all the planes. He wants everything.
So we need to kill him.
If possible, it's likely it's going to come to that, because from what we know of Valron, he's not going to let it be any other way.
Droghar grips his sword with both hands. Gladly.
Is there a
So-
way to allow Hyde? Like, would I be able to learn to control her, but also remember what goes on and what happens? Is there a way to learn?
I don't know if that would be possible, dear, but let me try and put it to you another way. Is there a way that Hyde would be able to control you?
Well,
Don't
she already
think of-
took over.
Yes,
I
but what I
couldn't remember.
mean is, don't think of Hyde, this other personality. Don't think of it as something to be controlled and mastered. It's not a curse. It's another soul. As TX said, you're soulbound. There's two of you in there. You can either spend your days fighting each other, or you can learn how to use that to your benefit.
My ears just kind of go back slightly. Just like,
Now, I know I've dropped a lot of information that most of you probably weren't aware of. Does anyone have any questions or anything regarding any of it?
Where
Can you
is
repeat almost all of it all over again? Want to make sure I got it.
Sometimes the world resets and then there's no more, and then it is, and then that isn't. But
And
if
then
it
I caused something, and then
you call
but it was
something and then
5.
it
I
went
was number
really
5.
wrong, and
And
you almost toppled the whole tower in this metaphor, and then
Droghar mustache.
Droghar mustache,
then-
and then the cycle stopped, and then it was strangling itself in its own hubris, and
Hubertus. Yes.
Droghar?
hubris.
Droghar looks at Illara and just says, "Where is Valorant?"
No,
Is in his area. There's some prep to do before you all think of going in there.
it's a lot
Rezz,
more than some prep.
Rezz just kind of just in the just the thought of just killing something. He just takes a moment. And he just walks away, just to go find a quiet area.
I go up to Lady and just say, "Look, I don't know. I mean, thank you for the touch of Fae. It actually came quite useful, and I always wondered how I was able to produce magic in the first place. I come from a tribe that no one else can."
Yeah. You're very welcome, my dear, and I'm glad it was a benefit to you.
But if you can, and if you're willing, I would like to be part of your court and always stay with Tieg. I don't want to always be lost to her every cycle. I'd rather stay and help you in your court and stay with Tieg.
If that is truly what you desire, I can definitely bestow that upon you.
Droghar looks at
And if
Aries,
you-
kind of tilts his head.
You, of course, will be able to still travel back to the mortal plane at the moment, just like Taek does. But it means when everything resets, whenever the next Enante takes place, there will be no going back. The world will reset without you. You will be forever Fae. You can visit, but you will not be part of it.
Are you sure that's what you want to do?
I don't really belong in that world. Not really.
Also, as well, if you choose to do this now, if the world resets with you there, there's a possibility that you and your new soulbound companion will split and could become separate people. I've never seen this take place in someone from the mortal realm, so I don't know what the Enante would do to it. But if you become part of my court and part of Fae, you two will be bound for the rest of your lives.
I think that's the reason why I have to be part of Fae. She's a part of me. Even last night, I started a song and it made everything hush and grow. And I just felt a part of Fae. As much as I don't like being a dog, don't get me wrong, I'd rather not become lycanthropy, but I think this is probably the next step.
I can definitely bestow that upon you. One last thing I need, though, is I need to hear confirmation from your other personality also. Because if you become part of this, you two are soulbound for good. There's no possible reset, and you're both part of my court.
And
I
the
need you both
Feywilds,
to confirm.
Feywilds tends to make people a little strange. Why no one normal? No one's ever normal in the Fey. Not by your standards, that is.
Absolutely not.
Have you seen a human here? Or just a normal elf?
But to be fair, I'm definitely not a normal Tabaxi anymore.
I have a question.
I forgot you were here.
Who's Faye?
What do you,
So-
what?
Soraya's like, just I'll explain it to her
I'm
later.
just trying to figure out which one of you is Faye.
Yes?
Is it you
It's
or you?
you know how
Yes.
you're a tiefling?
Yeah.
I'm a Fey. And she's a Fey. And they're a Fey.
We're all
At this
dudes.
point.
And we're all a Fae.
No, you're a tiefling.
TBD, don't
You are gonna cry. And then
Don't-
I'm gonna cry. And then we're all gonna cry.
don't hurt yourself trying to explain it to her. It's not worth it.
What do you
Sis,
mean?
I'll tell you later. I'll explain it later. Just
I was just trying to figure out which one of you is Fae.
Yes.
I still haven't figured that one out yet, and I'm really lost in context.
I'll introduce you to Faye later. That'll all make sense.
So
Okay.
while she's doing this, I'm like, I think I have an idea on how to get Hyde out. And so I kind of go down to Droghar. And I'm like, Droghar,
What?
look.
That was very aggressive.
I was like, fuck.
He was focused. He was focused on
That's a
Illara.
big sword, man. I am not.
Like, Droga, what?
Never mind.
He's so
Grumpy.
nice.
Never
Droghar
mind.
has his grumpy
Sorry,
hands on
sorry.
it.
I was
Goes that way.
I was focused. I'm sorry. I was focused. I'm so sorry. I was
Like,
focused.
what? Like, well, the crap is fine. Don't worry about it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Droghar, look. I feel like there's more Fae in me now than Tabaxi.
What's
I
a
think
Fae?
This is where I.
We're gonna get a whole what is
What is?
t-shirts out of
What
this
is
freaking chapter.
I'll get a children's book for y'all.
That's literally
Yay!
chapter 3. Like chapter 3 is
What
literally
is a
getting
Fae?
changed from into the wilds to what is ... and that's going to be
What
the name
is?
of the whole
Welcome to
chapter.
the Feywilds.
What do you mean, Aries?
Look, I always knew there was something different because I could do magic and I could remember things, dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I remember almost all the rotations now. Each time I find TBD, we find each other. And now that I'm here in Hyde, we're soulbound, I feel more and more Fey magic.
Okay. I have a feeling something is about to be asked of me. Maybe.
No. Except you might have to let me go and stay here in the Fae.
What?
I'm asking to stay part of Lady's Court because I'm mostly Fae now. If I go back and I get destroyed, we don't know what's going to happen to me or Hyde or anything. I'm altered, I'm changed now.
Aries, you are literally all I have left.
I'll tell you what, I'd always come and find you.
That's
What?
the best part. Finding everyone.
What will it really be me?
Yeah. It's always you.
Droghar, I can't see you changing very much, to be honest.
Except your facial hair.
Apparently, a mustache is good. Apparently,
It was a good mustache. It was curly.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I can't visualize that. That's like kind of disgusting. Actually.
Nope,
My
canon now.
room.
and I take my little paw and I just kind of put it on Drogar's shoulder, and just say,
Meow.
"Family will always find each other." And I just start like crying. And as that happens, suddenly it's not Aries anymore. My paw starts changing and it gets ginormous. I grow as tall as, and I'm like eye and eye with you now. Get a big bushy tail. Hello, love. Oh, okay, I do not want to touch you. You're quite smelly, aren't you? All right. Oh.
Droghar just goes, okay.
All right. Oh. Hi. This will do, love. What a place. I go up to hey.
Hi, my dear.
I think it's okay with me. I kind of like
Yeesh.
this place, you know. I
You
can
heard the
feel.
full conversation between myself and Aries. You know all of the details that I said to her.
Oh, I feel life in this place. I feel like I could just, I could run and just go and then as like my eyes start sparkling like this golden haze and just like magic almost like it's like forming at my paws. I feel this burst of energy. I gotta run. I gotta just go. Please let me stay.
Then, as you are both in agreement, I will make it so. And Illara puts her hand out onto Hyde's head. And her power starts to flow out and she begins to glow gold. And it starts to pour into Hyde and Aries. And they start to shine, a beautiful golden light coming out of them. And then the light dissipates. You are now officially part of my court.
And as Hyde goes, oh, bring it on, and she inhales, and it's almost like all of it goes in her, and then suddenly just right back to Aries.
And you two are now permanently soulbound. How
And
you
I'm just
two...
like standing in front of her.
You're now part of my court, dear.
She came out again, didn't she?
Yeah.
She did.
Droghar's gonna...
Is there a way I'll actually remember when she does that?
That is something for you two to discuss. That's nothing to do with me. That's nothing to do with my magic. That's all in your head and how the two of you handle it. You're now two beings in one body. How that's shared out, how the memories are passed, everything with it, that's up for you two to work out. And whatever works best for you.
All right.
Take, I trust that you will take our newest addition to the court under your wing and make sure they know the ropes.
Yes, my lady.
Droghar's gonna grab
Yes.
Aries' hand, or like right at her wrist, and pull her close to him and kind of pick her up and hug her and like put her head on his chest or on his shoulder and say, I like you better than the other one. But I
just
trust...
kind of nozzle and I just kind of go like this.
And I'm gonna kind of like set her down gently and like put my hand on her shoulder. This sucks. I trust you though. Like, you know, you're way smarter than me. So you like know what's best. And as he says this, like tear is like slowly coming down his face. And he tries to wipe it away really quick before she sees it. He goes, yes, we're good now. You take care. Like really awkwardly, kind of walks away.
Hey, Droghar. Don't worry. We'll go get Valron. And we'll go get Arrow back.
I'm going to murder him with my bare hands.
And I'll help you. Gladly. And I go over to TBD and I'm like, well, I guess you're the mentor now.
Well, yeah. How does it feel to give up near immortality? Because you can only visit him for so long before he forgets and you never return.
I know. I think that's going to be hard, but like you said, it'll be fun finding them again.
Until one day you don't. He doesn't remember. And that's the end.
Yep.
Hey there, Comic Clan. Are you enjoying the content that we're putting out here at Comics from the Cross? Then we would love you to become one of our supporters and join us over on our Patreon. You can support us over there financially for just $2 a month and get access to exclusive content, including my anime reactions as I'm currently going through One Piece and My Hero Academia, sci-fi reactions as Nitro goes through Doctor Who Season 2 currently, and also some reaction content soon coming from Jaye. On top of that as well, get a lot of behind the scenes information of stuff that's going on here at Comics from the Cross, as well as a ton of background information about what's going on with the Chronicles of Andriesia comic and Kickstarter, which will be coming soon. So if you're enjoying that content and want access to all that extra information, then check it out at patreon.com/comicsandthecross. We would love to have you over there.
But until then, I got you.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna
There are a lot
cry.
of rules.
I know, dude.
Well, Illara kind of says, well, TBD, I'll let you get Aries acquainted. Can I have a word with you quickly first?
Does Aries get the 3 strike rule since Aries is new and doesn't know the rules yet?
Of course.
Okay.
There's a learning curve for someone coming, especially from the material plane. Things are a little bit different in Fae. So
Don't get 3 strikes or you get turned into a frog.
Oh.
not permanently.
No.
It's for a while, but not permanently.
Well, I already figured out, don't go into the sacred pools out in the front.
Yeah, they got in the pool.
I did.
Oh dear.
I thought
Yeah,
it,
They
we-
peed in it.
it was an honest mistake. I thought it was Beth. I apologize.
They can't
yeah,
breathe.
we'll get those clean.
If I may suggest, I would honestly put a sign out front saying,
There
"Hey,
was a
hey,
sign.
this is sacred pool."
Hey, don't
Okay,
miss.
I
There's
would
lots of
maybe make one maybe make like one more sign, maybe make bigger because I did not see sign.
Literally massive silence to it, like sacred
Yes,
pool.
I guess it's an
I also like, to be fair, I also cannot read, so there's that. Like maybe make picture sign with like naked person crossed out with like wavy lines, like no naked people in pool. That would probably be good.
But then
it
you
would
could
be
get in the
okay
pool
if
and
clothes
close.
people.
That's true. So you would have to contend with that. But at least you have like 50% like traffic out of pool.
We will get the pool clean. It is an honest mistake to make. It will take some time to clean appropriately, but it's an honest mistake. We will allow.
It has a ton of urine in it. I apologize. That's totally what's on me.
It says, Tiet, can I speak to you a moment, please, before you
Yeah.
head out with your friends?
Yeah.
She brings it over and says, okay, I filled them in on that part. You should have given them a fair warning to it, but
I didn't think it was necessary. Like, do you explain to people, oh, sometimes clouds form and it rains? No, it's just how it works.
yeah, but if people don't know what clouds are,
Why don't they know what clouds are?
because the whole point of the entity is the world is reborn and they forget what happened in the previous world.
I don't think it's necessary to explain it.
Would you rather I didn't explain all of that to them and just let them go on with it?
No.
Especially you should be very grateful,
I'm always very grateful.
considering your long-lost friend is now forever here in the Fae with you.
I thank
And
you
part
for
of the
that.
same court. So you never have to worry about trying to find her again.
That's true.
So I know you don't understand the reasoning behind it, but yours isn't always to understand why. But it is to follow what I ask of you, Tiek. I try to be a very fair ruler,
You are.
but I also am very firm also.
I know. I won't fail you.
And I've explained this part to them, but also, Clarissa did remind me of some interesting drawings that are up in your wall. Maybe you can tell them about that part. Can I leave that in your capable hands?
Yes, my lady. It will be done.
Thank you. All right, go and
Is-
get Aries acquainted, and please make sure they don't swim in the other sacred pool.
Are we
We
still
try.
are we still like close in the vicinity?
Yeah, you've not
Okay.
been dismissed, so you're all still in the room. She's just kind of taking Tiek to the side.
When TBD kind of like is dismissed, can I go up to Lady Illara?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just wanna be like, Miss Fey Lady. My name is Droghar. It's really nice to meet you. Is there anything we should be aware of when we face Valorond? Because I'm not sure if you know this or not, but last time we fought, he killed me. So I was dead for like a little bit. So like anything
I got
like
a very concerned message from Tiek pretty much right after that happened that he had taken arrow and killed one of the group.
yeah. So like anything like any info that you have that would like give us like advantage would be like great, because I personally would like to murder him with my bare hands.
My advice to you that I will also give to the others at the moment is you need to decide going in to Valron's area what's most important to you. Facing Valron or saving Arrow. Because chances are you're going to have to choose one or the other. And if you choose facing Valron, unless you've had a massive boost in your strength and power since the last time you faced him, you won't be able to defeat him head on. He is scarily powerful. You don't want to have a head on fight with him.
What would happen to Arrow when Valron is destroyed?
If Valron's destroyed, everyone who was under the rule of that area would be free from Valron's control. If they remained in that area, then whoever the Archfey that took over in place of him would begin ruling and their rule would take effect. They may be a benevolent leader, but most Archfey unfortunately are not. So be one dictator to another, essentially. But the chances of Valron being overthrown at the moment are highly unlikely. He is probably able to go up against most of the Archfey already. And he won't settle for anything less than absolute.
It's all a game to him.
It's all a game, but he is scarily close to winning. That's the concerning part.
So then I turn to Soraya. I'm like, Soraya.
Mm-hmm.
I think the choice of what happens to Arrow ultimately, Aries decided with you. You loved him. And love binds people.
I can't leave him in there. I need to find a way to get him out. Illara kind of steps over and says, something you also all need to be aware of going in here. The reason the arrow is in the Fae is because of a Fae contract. The Fae contract was completed, so the final resolution of that cannot be changed. It's a done deal. But it can be bent.
What does that mean?
The terms of the contract were that if Arrow got power from Valron, that when it was over, he would be taken to Fae. He cannot be removed from Fae itself, at least as long as that contract still stands.
So he will never leave this place.
At least as things stand, no. But it does not say that he has to be in Valron's lands. And unless Valron wants to start a full-blown war with another Archfey, which right now he's trying to avoid while he gathers power, and I doubt he would start a war over one soul that really isn't of significance to him, it's just a toy for him to play with. If you can get Arrow here, he'll be safe. He will have to remain, but he'll be safe from Valron. Later down the line, there may be a way for us to allow him to come back permanently to the mortal plane. But right now, it's about making sure he's no longer being tortured and getting him away from Valron. I know this was not the news most of you were hoping to hear. Most of you wanted him to be able to return home with all of you.
I didn't.
Droghar picks something up that he finds on the ground. It's like a clay pot, and he just throws it as hard as he can against the wall and walks away.
Not the sacred urn.
There's a sign next to it, do not touch.
It actually has like a hand and an X on it.
Yeah.
All right.
That was an irreplaceable poem. My first lover gave that to me.
Oh my gosh!
Good lord, guys. All right.
You're the one just getting into stuff in the blooming Archfey Palace.
If I would have known it was a sacred urn, I obviously would not have thrown it.
You didn't
Obviously, you
ask,
got
you
the
just
sacred
picked up.
Dying.
Gosh.
Gosh, guys.
Yeah, it's my fault Drogar's got a temper.
Oh. Oh.
She's
No,
like,
I feel feisty.
like, I know that.
Like feisty.
I do the spell mending just a little bit, just like
Nice.
That's
Nice
another
save.
one. Maybe gems will come out.
I just kind of mend it, just put it back up, like
As soon as you mend it, a little leafy guy comes out and goes, like dancing.
Looking like
Barla's just turned into Legend of Zelda. Okay.
looking like Groot.
But she says, I know this
That's
was not the
amazing.
answer that most of you were looking for. I know you wanted to take Arrow home, especially you, Miss Ryan, but well, that is not a guaranteed thing. It is something we will continue to look at working on. But at the very least, we can let him come to somewhere like here and not be stuck with Valron. But and Soraya kind of stops and thinks, and she says, she kind of turns to all of you. I know this has changed things. We came to bring Arrow home. If any of you want to back out before we go and do this, if it's only to get him out of Valron's area, then this is your chance to step back from it. We're
Droghar,
going into a very dangerous area to bring him from basically one area of Fae to another.
Droghar steps immediately up to her face to face and says, "When are we going?"
She kind of like pounds her fist against your chest. Thank you. You're a good man and a good friend.
Yeah. You got me to the end.
So, sorry to break character a little bit, honey. We've got a runaway.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We got a runner.
Very bad.
Oops, the little guy.
Aww.
Aw.
buddy.
You're sleepy.
Oh, he was in a good sleep. That's a
Mm-hmm.
I woke up from a good sleep face.
Yeah, I'm trying to go back to good sleep. Oh,
Oh,
want to go
Oh,
back to
man.
bed,
come
bud?
grab him.
Yeah.
Aw.
Honey, can you grab me once we go back to
Yep.
bed? Oh. Yeah, that's Daddy's dice. Yeah.
Gosh, he reminds me of Adam.
Yeah. Yep.
He's like, he's practically asleep. His eyes are essentially closed, but like he's just.
Oh, he just wanted to make an appearance.
He
A
just
gift
wants his
card.
daddy.
Yes,
What? Ooh,
but you get paid so much more for.
there you go, bud. Just the door open and this
Aw.
tiny little tired person wandered in. It was like, oh.
You've got to stop everything, of course. Like, that is
Oh,
an absolute
absolutely.
necessity for that.
For the cute child, of course.
100%.
You know. But, yeah, so Soraya says a thank you to Droghar and thank you. For the rest of you, the offer's still there. If you want to come, I'm so grateful. Because I can't leave him there suffering, but if you don't want to come with me, and I understand.
So Raya, what is your answer? Because I'm only here because of you, babe.
Well, I'm going. Are you still going?
I gotta save your ass. That's why I'm here. That's why you wrote me. And I have 0% knowledge of anything that they just talked about. I don't even know what a Valron is. This is just not. I'm just gonna stick with you and call it a day.
Balron is like the guy that owns all yachts.
So he must be hot.
Ooh.
Oh, dear.
I like guys with power.
You know what? Yeah, flirt with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please don't
I
get my
mean,
sister
if
to
he
turn
has-
into a warlock for Valron. Please don't.
If he has a yacht,
No, he has all the yachts.
okay, good. Because I
Plot
owe
twist,
my
Lilith
dad
becomes
one.
Valron's queen by the final chapter of this.
She's the BBEG.
It's actually a power couple we're fighting in the final chapter.
Just imagine me like the girl from Legend. Sorry if that's
Oh.
too old of a reference.
How dare you?
I was thinking more like Lord Zed and Rita from like Power Rangers, but that was more my take.
No, I mean, she was pretty, but her like garb kind of cluttered all that.
Especially the cones.
Yeah, the cones are a little distracting.
But yes, all right. Well, we're still doing this. Well, Nora says we'll get some rest. We'll be leaving shortly and I'll take you through a plan of going into Balrum's area and some of the things that you can expect. So it's still early, so go get some breakfast, get some food.
Droghar
Be prepared.
Droghar puts his ring to the sword and changes it to iron and holds it up. and goes, "Will this work against the Valorant?"
Illara sticks her hand out and it starts to glow. It will. I prefer if you didn't turn it to iron in my palace, since everyone here is fey.
Yeah, TBD is like,
I'm sorry. That was not meant as intimidation. That was like honest question. He puts his ring
Honest
back.
question, it should damage Valron. I will say that I don't know how the celestial part of him will affect that, but his fey part should still be at least a little bit immune to the iron, so it should have an effect on him. Please be careful in the palace, because everyone here is also affected by that.
Droghar slowly takes the ring off and puts it in his pouch.
I still
Thank
have
you.
no idea what's going on right now.
don't worry about it, sweetie.
We're going to fight like big evil guy who owns
Wow.
a lot of yachts. He's not
TBD
good
is
guy.
getting so sassy.
TBD, I don't think she likes me.
You don't
So
need.
it's
I
like,
thought she was so hot.
so is like,
Not anymore.
that's okay. You don't like her either. Why would it bother you?
You don't need.
Everybody loves me.
You don't need people to
Duh.
like you. You don't need people to like you. Just be you. Just do you.
No, I don't need it. It just happens. Like wherever I go, people are like in love with me.
Okay. And he walks away.
Okay. TBD turns into Lilith.
Oh shoot.
Oh no.
You are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
It's like looking into a mirror.
It's like looking into perfection.
Oh dear goodness. Alright, as you all kind of head out and go to
Oh,
get
by the
some
way,
of the food
Rezz
that's
isn't
been
here.
through.
He walked off all along.
Oh yeah, that's right. Rezz walked out. It's like, so what's Rezz up to now?
Rezz is just found a little corner and he has some of the booze and he's nursing it, just taking it as it in both hands and just sipping it and just like crying and rocking back and forth.
Buddy.
Droghar's gonna go looking for Rezz.
Droghar goes walking in the hallway, and is Rezz kind of like just down the hall, just like in a little corner?
He's
or
in
is
like
it
the
is he-
kitchen area and he's just in the corner, just sitting down and being super awkward in front of everybody.
Droghar
Like, what the hell?
Droghar sees him like nursing his beer, and he takes the bottom of the cup and he tilts it up and tilts it up, tilts it up until it's all gone, and then he slaps him on the back. There you go, my friend. You just have to drink it all at once. That's how you get the most effect. Just drink it all at once.
Beer, I'm pretty sure.
What?
I drank the wheat. There was wheat, and I'm sure it was talking as it was getting grinded down for this beer. It makes me sad.
I don't know about that, but I know beer is good. Like, I make beer, and I make a really good beer. Man, what's your problem? What's going on, man?
He kind of looks down and is just. I don't want to kill dude. I don't want to. I don't know if I can continue. Something happened a long time ago. Can't really remember it. I remember waking up and looking at a reflection of myself, covered in blood and very confused. Don't know. I have no memories.
Is this like a
Woke up and-
multiverse thing?
I just woke up in that moment and I know that what I did was wrong. And I did something. And I promised myself, man, that I just I don't want to feel that way again. I don't want to kill. Because I think I did. A lot.
Droghar kind of plops down next to him, because I'm assuming he's sitting down.
Yeah.
Plops down next to him, and he has his hands on his greatsword, and he kind of just holds it as he slips down. Dude, Droghar has killed like hundreds of people. Like so many I have like lost count. Some absolutely deserved it. As in, like, they needed to be murdered. But some, maybe not. But you have to decide what is worth it. You have to make a decision, my friend. For me, Arrow is worth it. I will murder anyone in my path to set him free. Because anyone in my path between me and Arrow is enemy. You understand?
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I grab him by the collar, and I look him like dead in the eye, not like aggressively, just like very gently. Sometimes, death is necessary. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
And I slap him.
Oh!
He
But
died.
not aggressively.
But not aggressively, just like a.
I got him by the collar, not aggressively, and I slap him in the face, and I'm like, maybe sending mixed signals here.
Look, man,
Stop him.
you're a very powerful druid. I have met druids in past, and then he grabs his necklace and pulls it up, and says, "You see this? My first real friends in life were druids. Circle of moon druids, forest elves. They are brothers for life for me. I know where you come from. I know what's in your brain right now. Sometimes killing is necessary."
Look, man. After that day that I woke up and covered in blood, I don't know who I killed. I don't know what happened. I just remember feeling something was missing. I've wondered, spent the last, few years with the gift that my deity has granted me. Traveling. I came upon the mortal realm, man, and it's cool. I liked it. And I learned the different plants that were there, the different creatures and people. And I started to discover that maybe I'm missing family, man. And I'm tired of being alone. My people don't like me. They don't talk to me. They think the abilities that I have are unnatural. Druids don't exist where I come from. This gift was bestowed upon me by a higher power. to do something with. And maybe this gift was to use to save your Hubert, man. Like, maybe it was used I was granted this to save Arrow. I don't know. But I can't promise you that I'm gonna kill. I don't want to. But I'll do what needs to be done. Save your friend. You have my word on that.
Look, Droghar's not asking you to kill. I understand that's big commitment. I understand. But I see immense power in you, my friend. And for you to use that for something good, if you're with us, if you're with us, who cares? Who cares? What others say? Who cares? You look at this group. Like, you have Changeling Lady, TBD. You have, like...
Kayak, I believe her name is Kayak.
Kayak, yes. You have, like, Devil Horned Lady over there.
Yeah,
who's
I
like...
can't remember her name, but, like, can you? I seriously don't know it.
It's like
I'm
lasagna.
Sriracha. It's
Lasagna?
Sriracha for sure.
Sriracha, that's it. You have
Sriracha.
You have Aries, my friend, my only friend in this world. And the other part of Aries, I don't know, she smells like Hyde, I think is the name. But
yeah, Hyde's cool.
You see what
her name.
We all come from
Sure.
we all come from different worlds. You understand? We all come from different worlds. And we, for the most part, are all rejects. You understand? I am reject from my clan and Goliath and Barbarians, but I was accepted in this group. Now we have singular focus to save Arrow. I am not asking you to kill. I am asking you to help.
I can do that.
He smacks him on the back really hard. Like, a little too hard.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, he died. Get a new character.
Strength check with advantage.
Some ribs.
I can't breathe, but that was
Yeah,
very
so hard.
sentimental.
Rezz falls over, automatically turns into a plant.
I roll.
And Droghar just carrying a potted plant for the rest of the section.
Hey, Aurelia never turned into one, so we had to have someone else do it.
I know. When I forget that now, the wild magic's gone. It's so sad.
Oh shoot!
I never got my potted plant.
Dang it!
So
We did
sorry.
it.
That's my goal in life as a DM, is to roll a wild magic potted plant on someone with wild magic. That is one of my DM check
That's like
boxes now.
hashtag goals. Hashtag
I
goals.
have to do that at some point before I ever eventually retire as a DM. I need to do that to someone. It has to
Someone
happen.
multi-class.
Yeah.
I'll turn to Droghar and say, "Let's go get Arrow."
That's what I'm talking about. Smack him again. On the back.
I hit the table in front of me, and I roll on top of people's food. Yeah, what's up? And I awkwardly roll off the table, knocking crap over everywhere. Like people are sitting there.
All the
Okay.
chefs just look at you with sheer disgust.
Okay,
rolling over
Aries,
when you've been
that's
spent
one of
all
the
day
rules.
preparing.
That's one of the rules. Don't do that.
Droghar grabs it.
And Rezz do. Don't do that.
Droghar grabs a glass of or a cup of wine on the table and just crushes it.
Okay, I'm gonna leave so I'm not witness to this. Come on, Aries.
All right.
You're not allowed to be a witness either.
As you all are having your in-depth conversations and causing chaos in the kitchen, Soraya grabs Lilith and kind of pulls her to the side a sec. Look, I know you tried to come into the room and connect with me last night. I just wasn't in the right frame of mind for it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you're still willing to go with me, even not understanding anything that took place in there, that you're still willing to come with me, you're still willing to go with me to get Arrow, not fully understanding anything that we're walking into, I want to let you know I'm grateful and I really appreciate it. And I wanted to say thank you.
Soraya, you're my one and only sister, which makes you my most favorite, but also my least favorite. You know?
Yeah.
So I can't
Right
just let
back
you
at you,
go off.
Lilith.
I can't just let you go off and get yourself killed. That goes against my nature.
She's like, she kind of just can't get the words out and just grabs you and hugs you.
I still don't know what Fae means.
I'll go and I'll give them a hug. I'll just
Maybe it's
insert
Maybelline.
myself in, and I'll just hug both of them and say, "You know what, lasagna and sriracha?
Wait a minute. Is this a group hug?
We
As
got
you're doing this, you feel
Yes! Bring it
you feel
on!
Soraya's hand like starting to push Rezz. He comes in and makes it tighter. It's like, no. What's
TBD
going
turns
on?
What?
like a Goliath and is.
While everybody is hugging, Droghar is downing all the wine that he finds on the table. He's just crushing all of it.
Soraya, your friend
Literally
has a real
every-
big drinking problem.
Like literally every waiter that just put those glasses out is just staring at you.
I'm just like, boom,
has a
boom,
problem.
boom, boom.
Yeah, he does, but we need somebody big and strong. So
I think you just got a lot of people who don't know what they're doing to do what you need to do, because that's the only people who could possibly do this mission.
look,
But
sensible
never
people
know.
aren't going to come to the Feywild. It's like I needed people that are a little bit crazy, and at least one of them was going to have a drinking problem. I met them in a bar.
Yeah.
This is true.
You did.
Literally all of them I met in a bar. So it's like,
This is true.
TBD is just gonna take their massive hand and place it on Lilith's head, Lasagna's head, and
Oh.
say,
Lasagna.
"Don't worry, small one. We all die eventually.
But is that
Sometimes
true?
death
Because,
comes for us sooner."
multiverse, right?
this hug is
We're gonna
feeling less and
eventually-
less comforting as it goes on.
Unless I totally misunderstood that whole conversation.
I don't know how you're gesturing with your hands so well in this hug.
Yeah, she's got
I
his
You're
like,
really
Wow.
good at this.
I'm really strong.
I'll lean over to
Ross?
TBD very quietly and say, by the way, you do know what happened to lasagna in reset number 5, right?
Yeah, Garfield got him.
Yeah, that wasn't Garfield, it was me, and it was by accident. I accidentally killed lasagna.
I think we need to kill Rezz.
You didn't hear that, lasagna.
You?
Soraya's lasagna. I'm Sriracha.
There's a whole myth about you.
Was it accident?
You're the great beast in the night.
The great beast in the night. I love it.
I love the fact all of a sudden, like going into all this previous stuff that's happened, it's now just became canon that pretty much every bad thing that's happened in the previous versions has all just been Rezz buggering up immensely.
Plane walking.
What substance did you intake into your body?
I didn't. When she was on her ship, I just happened to be on the same ship, and I sneezed, and I turned into a big plant, and it punched holes in the ship, and it sunk, and it killed everybody. That was an accident. That I plain walked out of there. Number
That's
5.
fine. That's fine. It's in the past. Whatever.
So it's a plane walk equivalent of a hit and run.
It was an accident.
Smooth sailing.
A sink and leave.
A skadoosh.
Kadoosh.
So, as
And he
you're
just
both kind of
pats
taking
Lilith's head. Everything's good.
KBD
So
also
as you
pats
all-
Lilith's head.
So as we're all in this awkward hug, apparently patting Lilith on the head.
Oh. I cast
um,
shield.
everybody just
I wish I had a counter spell.
What do I?
See if he's got a counter spell, that would be so funny. Shield to get out of the hug, counter spell. The hug
Counter spell.
continues.
Dispel magic.
It's like Illara calls you back into the meeting room to kind of go over some plans for Valron's area. They'll just walk in the hug. So just holding on. But Illara calls you all back in. It's like, okay, so some ground rules that we have to go, and she has a kind of area map kind of laid out. I want to go over a few of the things that you all are going to face as you head into Valron's land. There are a number of things you're going to have to be careful about, and a number of things that are going to very easily kill you if not handled correctly.
Droghar grips his sword, turns his grip in it with both hands.
As she goes to start describing some of the stuff on the map, all of a sudden you hear screaming from out in the palace and chaos. And as you kind of look out of Illara's throne room, you see a lot of running in chaos as Clarissa comes running into the room. It's like, my lady, he's here.
Are you focusing?
Illara takes off running. Han, can you mute your mic?
Sorry, they're multiplying.
I know, can you mute though? We can hear them. As you all take off, or as she takes off, I'm assuming you follow, she starts running down the hallway and comes to the front of the palace. And standing out in the front of the courtyard, you see a few individuals you see standing next to his Eladrin head of his guard. A couple of Feywild monster-looking wolves, and a fairy dragon sitting on his shoulder. You see Valron standing, just staring down the palace with an evil-looking smile on his face. He takes the fairy dragon off of his shoulder and holds it, and then goes, multiply. And he throws it into the air. You see scatter as this massive army of fairy dragons start flying straight towards the palace. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Dang it.
Boy.
Dang it.
Woo.
Gosh, you suck. I'm just joking. I love you.
Droghar drops dead immediately.
Power word kill. Yeah.
No.
Son of a...
Just for the hell of it, because you can.
Oh, gosh.
Y'all got lore.
That was awesome.
The lore drop tonight.
You got lore that I've been sitting on since the very beginning.
We've been I'm not going to lie, there's Sadie and I have literally been sitting on a lot of that backstory since the start of chapter 2 when she first got introduced and decided she was going to play a Fae character.
I love the callback to the Owlin. That was awesome.
Oh, there's more callbacks if you look at earlier videos. I try to sprinkle some in there.
Yep, she was actually really good with it. It was if you go back and watch some of the earlier stuff, you'll see some of it in there. It's actually done very well. But yeah, a lot of the major lore is out there now. So
we got a little Rezz backstory too.
A little Rezz.
A little test,
Yeah.
a little taste.
Yeah, we got a little backstory for Rezz. We got a little backstory of how the world works. A little backstory of where Valron's celestial power comes from.
What do you mean a little background of the world? That
Okay,
was
the how the world works, essentially. It's like, which again is a callback as well, because it was something that was never followed up on. You found out a little bit of that information way back in chapter 1 when you talked to the meek ones. Some of that the world like gets killed and reset. But it was never ever followed up on, so it's just kind of sat there for a couple of chapters. And also as well, Aries
there was
is now...
quite a bit of fires in chapter
Yeah.
1, so you know.
Yeah, and
It's
Aries
true.
is now part of the Fae. She's now Fae bound and is no longer part of the mortal plane.
Congrats, you're no longer immortal.
Droghar is going to be super sad.
So chapter 4 is going to be a brand new cast plus Droghar.
Droghar. We drink Droghar.
Everybody's it's just gonna be like just an absolutely
Droghar,
like
miserable drinking.
alcoholic, just massive beard, matted hair. All of my friends are gone.
Aries is still there, to be fair. She's just now half werewolf.
She's
half
in
Hyde, half
Fae.
Aries.
She's no longer here. She's in Fae.
She can still come. She can still go to the mortal
She
plane.
never
just for-
visit me. I'm all alone.
There might be a little friendship developing between Rezz and
See,
Droghar.
I agree.
Listen, just wait
I
a few
agree.
years and you won't remember.
That's it. It's like the friendship's still there with
Precisely.
Aries and Droghar. Just she'll remember you and you'll forget all about her.
And then one day
That's
you will
not
never
depressing.
remember again.
Hey, you know what's gonna happen? Rezz is just gonna, so you could be immortal. Rezz is gonna take you to the air. Well, you'll die eventually, but Rezz will take you to the airplane, and I'll let you kill everybody.
The airplane?
He's gonna take you in the
Airplane?
airplane.
The airplane.
He's
Aeroplane.
gonna take you
The
in the
aeroplane.
airplane, just below Drogar's mind.
I'm gonna
Dude.
take you to the air realm and let you just massacre all of them for me.
Dude, I love the convo between Rezz and Droghar. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was a really nice bit of conversation. Yeah, there's a bit of lore dumping in this one, but it was all stuff to kind of help build up what you guys are walking into and kind of build up your fight with Valron. And because the big question was where his celestial stuff came from, and it tied into the backstory, so it felt good to just kind of like put all that out at the same time. So you guys have got a little bit more information about what you're walking into, and the fact of Arrow is kind of stuck in Fae, thanks to his contract, just not stuck with Valron.
How much water is in the Feywilds? Like, is there a prominent ocean or a body of water?
There's water.
Is it
Whether-
prominent?
It's really prominent. I mean, whether or not you want to drink from it is another question.
I was just wondering, is the pirate stuck on, like, is he landlocked?
He's probably going to be landlocked. There's not that much water in the Fae. It's like
It's gonna be he's gonna build a homemade ship, which is gonna be really terrible, and it's gonna be sitting in this like little tiny lake. He's gonna be in the middle, and be like, "I'm the captain again."
Well, it's like Return to Monkey Island.
Yeah.
it's just going to be him in this like little boat. Like I live here now.
You know what? We just make them really small and put them in the fountain.
The sacred fountain's out at the front, and just this little ship's just bobbing along with Arrow in
He
it.
starts firing cannons at Droghar. Get out of my water.
But this was a fun one tonight. It was a bit more lore heavy, but it was good. It was good to get back in, especially after a week off.
I don't
And-
think we made a single roll except the one history check.
I made
No
a
rolls this
perception.
week.
I did a
Perception.
perception check. Yeah.
I rolled a history.
But don't
There we
worry.
go.
Next week at the start, you get to do a lot of rolling because you're about to go into a fight.
Sweet. That's what I'm talking
Hyde's
about,
gonna
baby.
need to find her instrument quick.
Actually, I'm
Like-
glad Arrow and Droghar had that conversation because.
You mean Rezz? You mean Rezz?
Rezz?
Wow, Rezz and Droghar had that conversation.
Wait,
you aren't Arrow
Is
anymore.
Rezz an arrow?
I know. I started to slip into the accent too a little bit. I was like,
I didn't hear that.
Can't get away
Killed
from it,
him.
man.
You killed him.
I keep doing
Okay, although would it make sense for some reason it's like alternate universes, Arrow was Rezz? Because like
I can write it in the lore somewhere. I can find a way to make it happen. We made everything else work at this
Oh,
point. I don't
gosh.
see why not.
I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop.
I know, but it's like 11 o'clock, and if we go
I
on,
know.
the next thing's a fight, and that's going to take like 5 hours.
I know.
So, it's like-
well, and we have
Alright.
gremlins that are multiplying.
yeah, we've got
5:30 comes
kids that are
early.
lost. That's like you just go straight to work, just D&D straight to work, no sleep in the middle.
Heck yeah,
I
dude.
would die. I would literally die.
I literally work right here, so
Yeah.
whatever. I'll make it work.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Alright,
if this was a Monday, going into Monday or going into Friday, I could, but
no, you're going
Only
in the part of the middle of the week now, so. But thank you so much for everyone that joined us for tonight. This was a lot of fun to get back into. Like seriously, just having a week off, it felt like I think you said it in one of our messages, Nitro. Like it felt like a month.
Yeah.
Since we played, it felt like so freaking long just with a week off. But we are back. We are playing. If you've missed any of this tonight, it will of course be up on our YouTube. If you're not following us on our YouTube channel, please go ahead, head over there, Comics in the Cross TTRPG, exclamation mark YouTube in the chat to pull that up. Click on the link. And if you're not subbed to us over there, please consider subbing to us. Like we're at literally 97 subs, so 3 more subs will literally get us to 100 subs there. So like if you're not subbed over there, think about hitting that subscribe button and helping us push over that.
am I?
How dare you?
You can better be. You've been playing with us for how long?
Yeah, I am.
Like you better. Okay,
Son
everyone
of
who's
a-
currently in the call and playing in this D&D game better be subscribed to the YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
Currently subscribing right now.
Somebody's character is gonna die next session.
I'm gonna say that's like if you're not subscribed, don't expect to make it out of this fight with Valron's dragons. I'm just saying.
Oh gosh.
What's a Valron? I
It's a
still don't
fungus.
get this. Y'all
What?
have to
Fungus, don't worry
explain
about it.
to me.
What is sex? What is sex?
It's when the
What is sex?
pollen
What is a
goes in
fey?
the air, and the pollen goes to the
What is sex? What is a fey? What is Valron? What is?
Birds
What is
and the bees.
Why
I'm also
is
going to go
Gamora?
back and like rename every single
Why?
episode as like to what is something from that episode, and just that's going to be like the
The last
That's gonna be the-
episode is What is Love?
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. All right, we're
There
gonna
we
get
go.
copyright struck.
They'll hurt
DCMA
me.
strike. We're done.
No more.
Like literally going to go back and rename it because that's just becoming a thing now. But please head over there and subscribe if you've not already. Also check out our social media and our Discord. Keep the conversation going there with us. We would love to hear from you. Later this week we will of course be back. We don't have anything on tomorrow night. Wednesday night though, myself and Jaye will be back as we are doing a co-stream with Xena and the Heroes playing some Sea of Thieves.
Nice.
So make sure to come and join us for that. If you're not checking her out, if we can give her a shout out as well. Xena and the Heroes. Go and check her out. Go and give her a follow as well. Xena's a really good friend of the channel. Absolutely amazing woman. Absolutely amazing streamer. Go and check her out. You will not be disappointed hanging out with her as well. Then on Thursday, I believe Nitro should be back with more Art of the Hero.
Yep, I will be back and I will be drawing Arrow. Starting on Arrow.
Yep. If you want to go to our YouTube as well, you can catch up in the old Art of the Hero videos the last few weeks where Nitro has been doing character sheets for the upcoming comic for Chronicles of Andriesia. He's been working on Droghar and finished that one and started work on Arrow, so we'll be continuing that on Thursday. And then on Friday, I believe it'll be myself and Jaye will be playing a two-person game called It Takes Two.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know how long after everyone else has played it because that's how we roll on this channel. We play stuff years after everyone stopped playing things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We tried to play We Were Here Too.
Yeah, we tried to play We Were Here Too, like the sequel to the first puzzle game we played, and it just went horribly wrong. Like it literally kept crashing on us. So we decided to just give up on that, and we're going to play It Takes Two. So it's a co-op game for the two of us to play together. So we should be playing probably a couple weeks of that at least. It's a good 9-12 hour game, something like that. So that should keep us busy on Friday nights for that. And of course, as well, make sure you go and check out our good friend Spacehawk, who's been playing Rezz tonight. Go and check out his channel. He is pretty much a TTRPG streamer exclusively now, but his main thing is on Sunday evenings, as we said, the Book of Astra, his own home-created TTRPG that most of us are also playing in. So please go show it some love and support, and check out all the links for that for its social media and its YouTube. So you can catch up on that session 2 that will be getting uploaded and be ready for session 3. But I think that is everything. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute blast, and we will see you all later on this week and again next Monday. Remember, it's a good week to be a geek. Take care, and we'll see you all soon. Peace.